Let's see if this works. Hi, everyone. Oh, this is kind of different than my computer. Hello, it's not Jeremy. Let's see. It looks like my mic isn't working. See if anyone is in here yet. Hello, everyone. It's not Jeremy, it's me, Anna. I can finally talk again. Yay. Hello. Yes, it's Spaceballs the t-shirt. My camera is up here and then this is here. So I'm going to try to keep up with everyone's comments. Lauren is supposed to come. Jeremy is busy at the moment, so you guys get me instead of him. This is my first time streaming on Geeks and Gamers, so yay. This is going to be fun. Hi. There's a lot of you guys. Now, I haven't been able to stream on here before, so I don't know how to make this smaller and see you guys. Wow, 117 people already. That's usually how much I get just for one of my live streams, so that's cool. It's a bit different over here. Can you guys hear me okay? I have my mic plugged in, but it's not working very well. Hello. Hello. I like how there's a bunch of questions marks. Not if we jam it. Yeah, you got it. I was trying to think of a catchy phrase. At first I was going to name it Ludicrous Speed, but I'm like, I'm not going to use that if it's not Darth Helmet in it. All right. You guys can hear me? Okay. I have my new mic and webcam that Jeremy sent me, so thank you to everyone that made that possible. You guys are all pretty awesome. Let's see. Nice shirt. Thanks. I saw this shirt and I was like, I need that. So... Yeah, it actually, how sometimes it kind of feels like Facebook is stalking you, and like if you liked one thing randomly, it'll just pop up in your ads. This t-shirt popped up in my ads, and I'm like, you know what? If they're stalking me and they're gonna post these kind of t-shirts, I'm kind of okay with it because then I can buy it. Hello. Yes, I demand that movie too. All right, everyone. I'm gonna try. Maybe I should just pull this up on my phone so I can read the comments as I go, because I don't know why on my computer it's making me all big and your guys' comments all small. I don't know why. I don't like that. It's a different setting on my computer than on this, or when I do my live streams than on this one. How's everyone's nights going? I see a bunch of hearts and smiley faces. I want to try to make it bigger. Let's turn the volume down on my phone so I can just read the comments on here. Make it a little easier for me. All right. Stay away from the mic. Oh, very noisy. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't hear myself. I'm muted on everything. All right. That's Spaceballs, girl. I had to wear the t-shirt. I was going to wear my Cyber Frog t-shirt that I finally got in, but I decided to wait. I'm going to make a video a few days. Yes, Lauren, we all are supposed to be getting mics. Mine was here when I got home from work today, so I was very excited. All right. Let's see. May the shorts be with you. Ever seen a David Bowie? Yes, I did. But the clown one, yeah, I saw it when it first came out. I thought it was great. I'm one of those people that I'm like, it's never going to be as good as the original by Bowie. But, it was really good. It was powerful, to say the least. So there's like a couple hundred of you guys watching. So I'm just going to talk now about Star Wars. You guys guessed it. So I know I've been kind of out of the loop lately because I had dental surgery. So I haven't been able to talk, but I have been watching the videos and keeping up while I'm intact and not completely out of it due to the meds. So I saw what all you guys did with not Ethan. What you guys are doing with Ethan is awesome. I don't know why I was thinking about Cyberfrog. But with Ivan, oh my gosh, you guys are like the sweetest. And I wanted to cry when I watched that, the after version of it. You guys are so sweet. And then I was keeping up with all the news about Rian Johnson. And I know that not everyone watches my videos or subscribes to me on my channel, but I hate him. And I don't even think that hate is a strong enough word to describe my feelings toward this pathetic excuse for a human being. And, so the stuff that he was doing on Twitter, I was able to catch some of it in Jeremy's live stream. And if you ever see like the cartoons of the person's face turning red and the smoke blowing out of their ears, that was me times a billion. Because just the fact that there are human beings like this that exist that can put their grimy hands all over Star Wars and just be arrogant. And, this guy epically failed. I can respect the fact that they wanted to take a risk and do something completely different. But when you fail at something, you need to own up to it. And his disgusting attitude and his arrogance and his just being sarcastic to fans and trying to point out loopholes in our excuse me, I'm like running out of breath just talking. But the whole thing about George Lucas and Kasdan's conversation about why Luke shouldn't die. Yeah, you know who made Star Wars? George Lucas. Sorry, my other light turned off. And now it turned back on. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so George created Star Wars, and George made Star Wars what it is. You can say whatever you want about him because of the prequels and selling Star Wars to Disney, but when he made Star Wars, it was his passion, and he had this story inside of him, and he needed to make it, and it needed to become a reality. So when other people are putting, their 2 cents in, yes, it's good to have criticism and have different points of views, but George needed to do this. And I don't know when this conversation between him and Kasdan took place. I think it was after the first Star Wars movie came out and either Empire or Jedi. So when Kasdan's like, yo, you need to kill Luke so that way Leia can come in, it's going to be powerful. And George is like, no, we cannot kill Luke. This is the story about Luke Skywalker. This is his journey from point A to point B and how he grows and evolves as a human being. If you kill someone in the middle of that evolution, what are you doing? Yeah, you're going to have impact with, the audience being freaked out, but it's not going to tell the complete story. And that's what George wanted to do. George wanted to tell the story about Luke Skywalker going from just a simple farm boy to becoming a Jedi Knight. And that's what he does. And that's what he does throughout the 3 movies is he shows Luke when he's first starting off, Empire when he goes through all that hell, he does his Jedi training, he confronts his father, and then in Return of the Jedi when he comes full circle and he is a Jedi. That's what Star Wars is about. And that's what George is trying to say. And by you just killing off people, that's not the answer to it. Now, I was having this conversation with one of my coworkers, and she was like, what about Game of Thrones? Like, that guy kills people all the time. And the reason why it works in Game of Thrones and not Star Wars, and part of me believes that the horrible, horrible person that Rian Johnson is, he probably watched Game of Thrones and saw how successful he is. It was like, oh yeah, let's kill off the favorite main character. It's not always going to work, and he failed epically, and that's why people like me, people like Jeremy, people like Ethan, Ivan, Jesse, world-class bullshitters, everyone else, that is why we exist, is because we can all tell the difference between actual thought-out storytelling and just BS nonsense that someone's going to try to push in our faces to get attention. Now, George R.R. Martin, when he was writing Game of Thrones, he can kill off those main characters because there's a bigger picture at play. And he knew starting off, yes, in the first book, Ned is going to be the main. Oh, if you guys don't watch Game of Thrones, don't listen for the next 5 minutes because I'm going to talk about Game of Thrones. And I don't want you guys to be spoiled if you don't watch it because basically everyone dies and everyone kind of knows that, but I'm going to talk about that. So you have Ned. When you watch the first season of Game of Thrones, it's like, yes, we're got Ned's back, we got Kat's back, we want the Starks to win, and then what happens? Everyone dies. That's because George R.R. Martin knew when he started writing Game of Thrones that it's not going to be about Ned. It's not going to be about these little characters. This is about the story of Jon and Khaleesi. And yes, I call her Khaleesi, not Dany. So, and yes, I got the painting about them. So this is my big painting. If you guys have seen my other videos, I've been working on it. I started it to do fire, and I don't want to work on it for a while because I got other stuff to do. But I started this giant painting behind me because in Game of Thrones, if you read the books, you're going to catch on to it. But there's this prophecy about the prince that was promised, and that is what the story is about. It's about good and evil and how the prince that is promised is going to come back and he's going to save the world from the White Walkers that are going to come and take over everything. And so the prince that is promised in the whole Targaryen thing with the three heads of the dragons, that's the three heads of the dragons. It's Khaleesi, it's Jon, and it's Tyrion. And for those of you that don't know, Tyrion is not a Lannister. He is actually a Targaryen. If you read the books, you would know that. So I already warned everyone about spoilers, so don't hate me for that. Ooh, I see there's a lot of comments given up. Let me see. Still yet to watch Game of Thrones? Bro! Oh, how would... It's okay. I wait until the third season to watch it because I have to binge watch things, and it's killing me to wait this long. But it's an amazing show. But so what I was trying to get at is that George R.R. Martin, he can kill off all these characters and still keep the story going because he knew that, these little people are going to come into play. And yes, they are expendable and it's going to be painful for us. But when you get down to it, the story is about Jon and Daenerys Targaryen and Tyrion Lannister. Those are the three main characters that are going to survive throughout everything because the story is about them. And yes, they may die at the very end, but the story is not going to be complete until they go from point A to point B and complete their character arc. That is the kind of story that George Lucas and George R.R. Martin understand. Rian Johnson does not understand that. So when he goes on Twitter and is his sarcastic jackass self, that is not helping him in any way because we are already pissed at him. We can't stand what he has done to Star Wars. And the fact that he doesn't understand storytelling and he doesn't admit to it. Now, I know Jeremy likes to talk about betas and alphas. I'm going to talk about decency. The thing about Rian Johnson is he cannot admit that he's wrong, and I understand that it is very hard for an adult or even a child to admit that they are wrong. It's very hard for us humans to admit when we've done something wrong because in our heads, we're always going to think that what we are doing is right, and we're not going to want to... Sometimes it's really hard to accept that you had a bad idea and you put everything into it and it failed. That sucks, and it's like... For me, it's like the first time you drive a car. You've watched your parents do it your whole life, or whoever. You've watched people do it your whole life. I'm pretty sure anyone that's watching this that's on the internet has seen a human being drive a car. When someone that's been driving a car for years, they make it look easy. So the first time you go to drive a car, you're like, oh yeah, this looks like breathing, basically. I'm going to be able to get it. And you try, and it's hard actually because you have to get used to the car. You have to remember where everything is. You have to know not to use both feet. So what happened with Rian Johnson is he's like, yes, Star Wars. Okay. This is something that no matter what I do, everyone's going to like it. And even if I do this like crazy thing out of left field, it's Star Wars. Star Wars fans are crazy. They're going to like it no matter what. And I mean crazy in a good way. So don't jump on my ass because I said crazy. And what did he do? He thought that what he was doing was going to be kind of out there and different and make him stand out and make us like him better than George or JJ. And he wanted to go out there and do something different. He was dumb and didn't take into account what storytelling is, what character arcs are, and how to actually tell a decent story with decent characters instead of just shoving all this politics in our face that nobody freaking cares about. And what did he do? He crashed and burned and epically failed. And I'm sorry, guys, I haven't gotten to any of the chat. Let me finish this little rant and then I'll go back and read everything, okay? And so I hope Lauren gets on this so she can help me out with this. But where was I? Crashing and burning. And the difference between a decent human being and piece of shits like Rian Johnson is that when decent human beings make a mistake, they will own up to it and they will apologize, or they will just take a step back and keep their opinions to themselves and be an adult about it. What does Rian Johnson do? He bashes on us. He calls us sexist, white supremacists, Nazis, etc., etc. He goes on Twitter and bashes people, and then he tries to cater to the SJWs who, if in the future when someone finds out some dirt about him and it gets exposed, and then he's going to see how all the SJWs turn on him, then maybe he might apologize, but I don't think so, because everything that he is accusing us of, it's like, bro, you want to look in the mirror? You want to say that you don't want white men in Hollywood? What color is your skin, bro? You want to say that, you wanted Luke to die because he's middle-aged and people can't do anything past their 30s? Bro, how old are you? It just blows my mind. And I can go on about this, but I'm going to read some of these chats. I'm going to, oh, shoot. You referred to me as an idiot, not you, Captain. Thank you, Bacon Boy 478. Is that a bat in your icon, or is that a cat? Whatever it is, it's cute. Oh, Howsy, $50. Thank you so much. And hope to see you at Celebration. Want a whole common sense crew to make it. Thanks. I'm going to try to scroll back in my phone all the way to the beginning. Let's see if it'll let me. Nope. I'm going to have to text Jeremy. Oh, Daniel Payne, thank you for your super chat. You won that in a Cracker Jacks box, right? I wish. That would be awesome. All right, let's see if my thing can... As is for a Jedi. He doesn't see himself as white, but transsensual. I agree with you on that. He thinks that his shit doesn't stink and that he walks on fucking water. I'm sorry for cussing. I know that some people let their kids watch this. Hey, Anna, I just got here. How many people have asked about your mom? No one has asked about my mom that I have seen so far. But I actually just went on this really... Ooh, I don't know why that... Oh, Jeremy sent me one. Okay, thanks. Oh, dang, my volume's on here. Sorry if you guys have to hear my computer make noises. Okay. After the premiere, Hamill looked shocked. Any chance he didn't know that they killed Luke? Also, are you doing cosplay at Celebration? Bro, if I go to Celebration, I'm going to be Ahsoka. Not even going to lie. I don't know what day I'm going to do it, but I don't know if you guys have seen it in my other videos, but I have a bunch of tubs right here. They have my winter clothes, my Christmas decorations, and I have a tub full of costumes. I have every single uniform for Star Trek. I have every Princess Leia costume, Padme costume. I do not have Ahsoka costume because I never thought I was going to paint myself orange, but I got into, the whole body painting, face paint. I really want to be Darth Maul. I don't know what I'm going to do about this if I'm Darth Maul because, he's bald and he's got spikes and I'm not about to start spiking my hair. So I'm going to be either Ahsoka, Leia, or Darth Maul. I really like doing the Darth Maul face paint. I feel like it speaks to my inner soul. Yeah, so there we go. To answer that question, let's see if I can bring this back up. I'm going to try. Oh, gosh, everyone, it's like blowing up. Oh, I don't want people to see that. Sorry, guys. This is my license and my wallet. Pugs. Oh, yeah, I love pugs. I don't know if you guys know. I don't want to start freaking out about dogs, but I have a pug. Her name is Stinky. Her birthday is on Valentine's Day. She's a little fat, stinky little dog. I'm wonderful. Oh, thank you. Twi'lek Slave Girl. No. I do have a Princess Leia Slave Girl costume, and when I bought it, so I know I'm on a camera, so you guys don't know how big I actually am. I'm actually a very petite woman. I just broke 5'3", and when I always have to order kids size stuff. So like this t-shirt, this is a boys extra large, just so you know. So when I buy women's costumes, and I'm not going to buy the little girls' costumes because usually the pants don't fit me, but I bought the Princess Leia Slave Girl costume, and that thing, that was not made, an extra small was not made for a woman my size. So I had to completely redo it. And the skirt was absolutely ridiculous. And you know how it's got the gold pieces. So the armband that Princess Leia wears, that thing is too big for my neck. So I had to majorly make changes to it. So that's one of the problems with I buy costumes is I either have to buy the kids' costumes or I have to order them on Etsy, and they're $300 to $400. But I looked at the Ahsoka costume, and I don't want to do it when she's a teenager. I want to do it when she's an adult, in Rebels, because I really like that costume. So I'm going to see if I can make it, or I have a friend that's a costume designer. I'll see if she can make it, but I really want to try the project to make her God, why I can never pronounce it. It starts with an M. Google Darth Talon Wheelix Sith Wants Not to Love. I actually have. She looks pretty cool. I'm talking about the she's like red and black. The one, are you talking about that one? Try to keep an eye out. I always try to, this is how I remember who you guys are, is I look at your guys' little picture, not the not your name. I'm sorry. Some of your names are really hard to pronounce and to remember. So I always remember the pictures. All right. Like this dude, like the Humphrey the Bear, I always see your little bear with the eyes and I know exactly who you are. And this is the first time like in the live stream that I have like been able to like catch the name. All right, let's see. Have you tried stilts? No, I don't want to wear stilts. I'm a woman. I've had to wear heels. I don't want to do that. I got extra bones in my feet. It's too hard. Yes, the thumbnail, the little icon. Let's see. No, don't look at my face, please. I'm shy. Well, I just looked at your picture of your face. My name is in the title. That's cool. I put my name in the title originally when I first posted my first post, and then I got a couple weird stalkers, and I'm not down for that. Now I know why R2-D2 was asleep during The Force Awakens. Laura was on the phone until the near end. Thank you for the super chat. I have the coolest picture ever. Unforgettable. I agree. That is a really cool picture. It's everyone in the Millennium Falcon when they're in an asteroid. I got you. Don't tell. Love the R2-D2 cover. Thank you. It's a wallet phone because I don't want to carry a purse around, but I do have an R2-D2 purse, which is what I carry in. And then I have my jumbo purse for when I take my sketchbooks out. Let's see. All right. So for everyone that's just joining, I went on my little rant about Rian Johnson and why he's an absolutely horrible person. Now I want to talk about the video that Jesse did about the whole theory that Kylo and Rey had a baby. Now, I don't know if you guys know this. I hate Kylo Ren with a burning passion. I think he is the worst character in the whole new Star Wars, which is, I know a lot of people actually like him. I hate him. I think he is an absolutely pathetic excuse for what Han and Leia's child would be. And I think that stems a majority of my hatred for this character. I don't like the actor that plays him as well. I know that he is a good actor, but that is not Han and Leia's child. And the only like little redeeming thing that I have for Rey that makes me like Rey better. I mean, I even like Rose Tico more than I like Kylo Ren, and that's saying a lot because I fucking hate Rose Tico. I thought she was an absolutely horrible character, and every time she came on the screen, I'm like, this is the part of the movie where I am going to either text or go use the restroom because it is not worth my time. I saw a super chat pop up. I'll try to catch it. Let's see. Now, I'm in the scene too. Look closer. Oh, I can't zoom in to your picture. Sorry, dude. But thank you for the super chat. I'll check it after when this is done and I can like rewatch it. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So the whole thing that, oh, yeah, Rey and Kylo had a baby and it's going to be years in the future and she's training Kylo's baby. Are you kidding me? Like, okay. So during the time that Rey was on the spaceship and when they did the whole killing with Snoke, so either they had enough time to get it in before he took her to Snoke, or after when everything's blowing up and, you know, he betrays her again and she's trying to take off to go get on the Millennium Falcon and head over. Yeah, during one of those times, one of them was like, hey, what's up? Hey, let's go, like, and then bye, deuces. No, that's not going to happen. And if they're going to just try to throw that in, it doesn't make any sense to the story. So now when they had, like, you know, the whole, like, Padme and Anakin thing, yeah, what happens? 3 freaking movies and then falling in love, getting married, and having a kid. There you go. You don't just throw that, let's have a quickie during the middle of a Star Wars movie, and then the next movie, some romance that is slightly hinted but never actually shown in a freaking movie. Yeah, those two have the kid together. Yes. So you're going to say you want women's rights, you want to push feminism, which is the worst definition of feminism you can ever show on screen. But then you're saying, it's like, oh no, the two women in Star Wars, Leia and Padme, who actually had relationships with men, that actually, spent 3 freaking movies falling in love, building this relationship and forming that bond with one another. That's not feminism. That's not good enough for us. But, the girl that's in this supposed, it's not even like an official relationship. It's not only abusive, it's psychotic. And you're saying, oh yeah, that's the girl. Let's get her pregnant. Let's have them have a baby together. Yes, because that's healthy. It blows my mind that that's the kind of shit that they're going to try to shove down our throats and say, yes, let's put that on the screen because that's going to make people like it. That's going to make women drawn to it. Is this girl is raising a baby on her own. Did you not watch, the first prequel movie with Anakin and his mother and how she was a slave raising a child on her own? How in the prequels, how Padme was talking to Anakin about, hey, babe, I'm not going to be able to be I'm not going to have a job anymore. I'm not going to be on the Senate. I'm going to have to move back to Naboo. We're not going to be able to live together because you're not going to be my bodyguard. And I'm going to raise our baby. And we're barely ever going to see each other and trying to have that conversation, with her husband. No, let's have Rey get pregnant by Kylo Ren, who they've never had an entire conversation together with. Everything has been grunts, creepy looks, and force projection telephone stuff. Yes, that's what we want to see. That's what us reasonable women want to see. We want to see this girl in this not even relationship get pregnant, go raise a little kid in the middle of nowhere, single mom it, when she's actually has no parenthood of her. She never had parents in her life. She lived on her own. Yes, that girl is going to be able to do it. Blows my freaking mind. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Plot points. Love your collection, in all honesty. I'm just telling it like it is. 50 Shades of Grey level abusive relationship. Bro, at least in 50 Shades of Grey, it took 3 books. And what happened? They get married. They have children. Yes, it's an abusive relationship, but he's straight up with her. He's like, yo, girl, you don't want to be with me. I'm into some weird ass shit. Not even going to lie. You want to be with me? I'm kind of a billionaire. You need to sign this contract. Oop. Did I say something? Oh, Jeremy sent me a photo. Did I miss super chats? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Okay. I got the check Cracker Jack box. RJ and KK remind me of one Pixar villains. Yes, thank you, Brandon Lambert. See, at least Pixar villains are well written and they have motivations. Let's see, Sid, he wants to blow stuff up. The computers in WALL-E, they just don't want the humans to go back to Earth. Let's see. Here we go. Monsters Inc. Monsters freaking Inc. What does he want to do? They want to kidnap the children because they're running a company. They're dealing with an energy crisis in the city, and the only way to get energy is for kids to scream. So what are they doing? The kids aren't getting scared of anything anymore. Okay, let's get a couple hundred kids. Let's keep them in the factory. Let's make them scream. There you go. That's going to freaking scare a kid. They're adjusting to the kids not being afraid of them anymore. It's absolutely horrible and it's not a good idea at all, but they're desperate. They got to meet quotas. And if they don't, their business is going to tank. Yeah. Okay, Disney or Lucasfilms Disney. You want to try to, Pixar villains. There we go. Lucasfilms right now, RJ and KK, you have become Monsters Inc. in the worst way, and I love Monsters Inc., and I hate the fact that you guys are even on the same level of them, because you're not. You're like the knockoff version that even people that buy knockoff versions don't want to buy, because you're just horrible. And I can't even have words, because I do not understand the stupidity that these people have. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for sending me these. I'm so sorry I'm missing them. Oh, I see another one. Okay, this one just popped up. Wes Killingsworth, thank you for your super chat. Anna, so glad you are part of this great community. You are doing great. Glad to call you a friend. Have a good evening. You have a good evening too. That makes me really happy. If you go to Star Wars, so everyone from Geeks and Gamers in the Geeks and Gamers community, or my channel, or anyone's channel, if I'm at Star Wars Celebration and you see me, tell me the first time you saw me on YouTube and what it was that I said that, you know, either connected with you or that you agree with. Just tell me something. And I do not like it when people touch me, but I'm going to give you guys a hug because I consider everyone in this community my friends, because we all have that same love for Star Wars. And I just can't even stand what these people are doing. And it like kills me inside because I know how much pain I'm in. And so I know that you guys are probably feeling just as bad as me. Ooh, my computer is going to die. Let me grab my charger real fast. If I can find it. And there goes that. And of course, it's on the wrong side. Sorry, guys. I got like glass everywhere. All right, let's do that. All right, there we go. Computer won't die. Thanturus, thank you for the super chat. Does that make Ivan Colonel Sanders? What? Oh, Ivan Colonel Sanders? What do you mean? Why would he be Colonel Sanders? If anything, he'd be like someone from Taco Bell because he's always making tacos. All right. Okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not caught up on the super chats. I don't know if that's Lauren or Jeremy. I'm sorry. Ugh. Let's see. Hello, everyone say hi.
Oh, it's overwhelming. Okay,
say hi to Jeremy, everyone.
Hello, everyone. It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, trying to help Anna out because I know the struggle. So, all right. So, can you open up a second screen on your computer?
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay. Now go back into YouTube from that second screen.
Okay, I'm on a tablet touch screen. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay. Tell them to hold off for a minute.
Guys, don't post any super chats while I pull this up. I am so sorry. I'm on my...
That's fine. They can send if they want. I'm going to get you to the screen that just shows super chats.
Okay, I'm back on the screen.
Okay, go to Creator Studio.
All right, let me take this. Okay, so I can actually focus. Okay, let me pull it up. I'm so sorry, everyone. Okay, got it.
Okay, now go to live streaming.
All right, let me. Got it. Okay, now my computer decides to not load. This is lovely. Okay, events. Mm-hmm.
Okay, scroll down until you see the title of the video you're streaming.
Got it.
Okay, click on live control.
Oop, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's go back. Live. Okay, found it.
Okay, then scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you should see super chat open up in the new number at the very bottom, small text.
I found it. Okay, I think I found it. Yeah, I think I'm good for now. I'll pull it down so I can read that as it. Will it update? Yes,
it will update.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye, it's Jeremy, everyone. All right. Sorry about that. Let me just pull this down. I wish I have like dual screens, but my background doesn't look as great if I do it on my other computer, which is actually this one. I just have this one. This is my Cintiq that I do all my drawing on. All right, let's get back to YouTube if I can find my page. What page was I on? I am so sorry, guys. I'm actually not used to having all the super chats because I like literally just got monetized. All right, there we go. How many boycotters we got? Let's see. All right, let's see if I wish my text was bigger. Let me see if I can make this bigger. I'm so sorry, guys. We will get back to the conversation. Let me get to some of these super chats. Okay. Let's see. I see the one. Okay. All right. Yes. So, Laura, thank you for the super chat. After the premiere, Hamill looked shocked. Any chance he didn't know they killed Luke? He didn't know. He did the filming. He thought he was done. He probably thought he was meditating. And when they're filming things, they don't film it in order. So sometimes, they'll film the very last scene first because they know it's going to take the longest with the special effects. So they'll film the scenes that are going to have the most special effects, which, I mean, in Star Wars, pretty much every scene is going to have special effects except for maybe a couple. So they're going to film the ones with the special effects first. That way they can give it to the special effects crew and they can spend all their time fixing it. So that way they film the other stuff. Because if you're going to just film from the beginning to the end, then that big whole fight scene at the end, it's not going to get done for a long time. And movies take 2 years to make because of all that stuff. So he 100% did not know he was going to die. And when you watch the interview of him with Rian Johnson, and he's just I just disappear. And it breaks my heart. I made a whole video about how I felt about what he did to Luke Skywalker. And I don't want to talk about it because it gets me really emotional because it hurt. I mean, I will talk about it, but let me get through these super chats. Okay. Bacon Boy 478, you are to refer to me as idiot, not you, Captain. Yes. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. Jamina Waters. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. Let's see. You have a ninja mask on in your picture, though. Google Darth Talon. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Nicholas Glenn. I have the coolest picture ever. Unforgettable. Yes, I read that one. No, I'm not the second. Okay. The Kinky Pinkies. Thank you for the super chat. Is Space Pea stored in the space balls? I don't know. I don't really want to know either. So, yeah. Let's see. Next one. James Hancock, thank you for the super chat. I like to imagine the Common Sense crew as a group of new Jedi who were trained by Ahsoka. What color do you think your lightsaber would be? I'm actually going to do this one to you guys. What color would you think my lightsaber would be? And I will pause on the super chats to read the comments. What color do you think my lightsaber would be? Let's see. Pink? No, pink. I'm not a pink person. Blue or purple? Light blue, purple, navy blue, purple. Is it because I'm a girl? You guys are all saying purple. I'm just going to break it to you guys right now. I do not like the color purple at all. Red, green, Darksaber, green, white, blue, hot pink, blue. Thank you for the super chat. I'll get to it. Yellow, blue, green, blue, black. Ooh, that sounds cool. I've actually never seen it. All right. Orange, navy blue, yellow, black, -5. What? Rainbow, blue, gray, gold, teal. Orange, yellow for the Jedi balance in all things. Brown, white, nuke, or puke neon. Ew. Silver, ultraviolet. Ooh, I like that one. It's tempting. It's red. All right, I'll stop you guys now. I would totally go and hunt down Darth Vader's lightsaber because I love Darth Vader. And I don't know if I feel like I'm more of a gray Jedi than anything. So I want to say red, but I have a feeling I'd probably have a green lightsaber. I don't know if you guys go off of the whole what the colors mean, but from what I learned is that blue means bravery, green means wisdom, red means passion, and purple means strength, which I could totally see Jessie having a purple lightsaber. I would go, and I personally like green. I don't know why. I've been painting my toenails green since I was a sophomore in high school years and years ago. So my toes have been green for years, and I just feel like I really have to analyze situations. And yes, my name is Anna, but I'm also very analytical. So that's why I feel like I'd probably have a green lightsaber. I'd probably do the whole thing where I started off with a blue lightsaber, then get a green lightsaber. But if, on all honesty, I'd really want a red lightsaber. I want Darth Vader's lightsaber. That's just all there is. Green equals battery 100%. Got you. Yeah. Analyze. You gotcha. You got it. I'd go orange, analytical. All right, let's see. Favorite Star Wars quote? This is where the fun begins. All right, let me get back to these super chats. Let's see. Let's chip in for a Lord Helmet costume for Jeremy. No, I want that. I want a like Darth Helmet costume or Darth helmet. I want that. I actually have a bunch of helmets. All right, let's see. Thank you for the super chat, Bacon Boy, as well. Let's see. Does that? Oh yeah, I make Ivan. Can you please explain the Ivan Colonel Sanders thing? Because I don't get it. Dave Payne, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, internet dropped. Did you see my first super chat? I believe I did. Let me scroll back up. Yeah, I did. The Cracker Jack box one. Yes, that was actually the first. I think it was the first one I read, but it's the first one on my list right here. All right. Thomas. I don't think I can say your last name. I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Just got to say, I really appreciate you and Jeremy and Ivan, Jesse going live on YouTube and interacting with all of us. Been going through a rough time lately, but these videos help so much. Thank you. You're welcome. I want to say I know how you feel. I don't know your situation, but I feel like all of us have been going through a really hard time because of what's been going on with Star Wars, and that's what's made us all be able to connect with each other, is the fact that, you know, life is going to throw us its curveballs, and it's going to be really shitty sometimes. And, you know, sometimes we're going to get to the lowest of our lows. And when I was there, and I like growing up, like every hard thing that happened to me in my life, I could block it out because I had Star Wars. And Star Wars was my happy place. Star Wars was my safe place. Star Wars was always going to be there for me. And anything that I was going through, I could just see Luke and be like, my father didn't just chop off my hand. I could look at Anakin and I'm not half robot. I'm not being controlled by a psychopath and trying to deal with these rebellions that are blowing all my ships up. And just that inner struggle with right and wrong in the way that Star Wars puts it, to where it can show us how, like, just breaking it down and saying, this is the battle between right and wrong, between good and evil. You're either going to be a Sith or you're going to be a Jedi. Sith are going to use and use and use everyone and everything until there's nothing left, and then they're going to throw it to the side and destroy it. And they're just going to move on and with their lives and just go from one person to the next person. And oh no, what did I do? Something went funky. But they're never going to be satisfied. There's never going to be happy. They're never going to get to what it is that they want, because they're never going to stop wanting something, and they're never going to stop hurting people to get what they want. And they're never going to be happy in life, because the thing that they want, this perfection, this everything, it's not obtainable in the way that they're going about it. And then you see the good side with the Jedi. And, you know, they have these rules, but those rules are in place to keep them true to themselves and to be a good person. And once you understand that, then you are boundless, because you have understood what it takes to be a good person, and this perseverance that you have to go through, that Luke goes through, that every Jedi has to go through. And you have to deal with the scariest part of yourself, and you have to face it, and you have to say, no, I'm not going to follow that path just because it's easy. I have to stick through this and stick through these struggles, because in the end, I am a good person, and I'm going to stay true to myself, and I'm not going to let this darkness in me take over, because that's not the answer. And when I watch Star Wars and I watch Return of the Jedi, and I see Luke fight his father and see this evil that has tortured him, that has tormented him, that has been in his every waking thought and even subconscious thought hanging over him and just pushing him to this darkness, and him looking down at his father and seeing his father, his broken body, he doesn't even have hands, and seeing his father for what he is, this broken man with nothing but hate in him and that little speck of compassion he has for his son, being controlled by the embodiment of pure evil, and Luke just looking at the Emperor and exactly the way Ivan said it, looking at him and saying, I am a Jedi, and coming that for full circle and facing his problems and this evil that has been terrorizing the galaxy head on and saying, no, you might be more powerful than me. You might have the upper hand. You can kill me at any second, but I will not submit to this darkness because I am a Jedi. It's just, I mean, that's what makes us love Star Wars, is it speaks to our soul and it's part of who we are. And like I've said in my previous videos, Luke Skywalker taught me what it was to be a good person, and he's still teaching us all how to be a good person. So I'm so sorry to everyone that is going through something very hard, and life is going to be like that. Life is going to hand us these struggles so that way we can grow and we can overcome them, and it's going to make us better people. And it's going to be really fucking hard. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And I'm not even going to pretend that I understand what each and every one of you are going through, because I don't. I can only understand the things that I have gone through and the things that I have seen people that are closely connected to me go through. And even then, I'm not going to understand it in the same way that another person does. So I'm sorry for whatever it is you're going through. But just remember, you are a Jedi and you're going to get through it. Let's see. Sorry, that was like a lot, guys. That really got me. Thank you for the super chat, Matwin. I wake up and say, things could have been worse. I could have been in a Sarlacc pit. Yeah, I feel ya. It could be a lot worse. Let's see. Amen, Anna. Thank you. Pre-Disney Star Wars is Star Wars. Jedi forever. Let's see. The Force will be with us. It will. The Force is with us. And just look at what's been happening. I mean, the Force is not with Lucasfilms right now because they forgot. They didn't even care what the true meaning of Star Wars is, because they just took this thing that they saw as dollar signs. That's what they saw Star Wars. They're like, Star Wars is dollar signs. Anything we make, we're just going to slap the Star Wars logo on it, make some merch, and people are going to buy it. People are going to go see it because we're mindless zombies and we're just going to like it because it's Star Wars. But no, we like Star Wars because of the message that George Lucas was trying to tell. And when you look at things that are successful, it is because there is someone that put everything they had into it. And they're like, this is a story that needs to be told. When you look at the entertainment industry and you look at movies that make an impact like Star Wars, I mean, that's why, is because there was something behind it. You see stuff like Transformers, and I'm sorry if you guys like Transformers, but the movies now, they're just out there to make money. The person, and I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest Transformers fan, so I don't know who created Transformers, but the person that created and I feel so dumb. I feel like I should know this, but I honestly wasn't into Transformers. I liked Barbie, so I'm sorry, guys. But it's like, you look at these movies and yeah, they're not there to tell a story, really. They're there to get dollar signs. And that's why they're going to be making Transformers movies until the end of time. And they're going to just, here, this one's about dinosaurs. This one's about the prequel to Bumblebee. And it doesn't make sense. But they're still going to do it. And little kids are going to go watch it and they're going to want the toys for it because that's just something that's going to be a timeless type of toy. And because it's, all technical, it can evolve. So as our technology evolves, the Transformers technology will evolve and they will continue to have toys for it. Now, when you have something like Star Wars, it can evolve, but when you put idiots in charge of it that don't know how to tell a story and don't know how to run a business apparently and don't want to make money, then it's going to die like it is. But then it's up to people like us to keep Star Wars alive. I see a super chat. Thank you for the super chat. The Mr. Pete channel. Thank you for your super chat. Anna, you are wise beyond your youth, says, preach, sis. Thank you. I had to grow up kind of young, and I learned stuff that I shouldn't at a very young age, and I pay attention, and I like to learn things. So, and I remember everything. I have a freakishly big memory. So, yeah, but thank you. That's why I said I think I would have a green lightsaber, even though I'd prefer to have Darth Vader's. Let's see. She learned the wise ways of the Sith. Maybe. Well, see, that's why I think I would be a gray Jedi, because I believe that you need to know every side to the story before you can form an opinion on things. So that's why when I hear things or I read things or stuff happens in the news, it's like, okay, this is someone's version of something, but I want to know every version of it. Want to know every single, perspective on, well, not perspective, but like order of events, I guess, and what exactly happened. So that way I can form my opinions, because, people are going to tell a story like, oh, it was at this time, at this place, and this happened. And you ask one person and you ask another person that they were both there, the stories are going to be different. It's because everyone perceives things differently. So if you ask every single person that was there what happened, like if you ask me, and I have two sisters, me and my two sisters go to a movie together, we're each going to tell you about the movie differently. We're each going to pick up different things about a movie that we like. Like, for instance, when I watched Star Wars, and my sisters had to suck it up because when we grew up, we only had one TV and we each got a turn with the TV. And every single time it was my turn, we watched Star Wars. So my sisters know a lot about Star Wars unwillingly. And when I watch Star Wars, I watch it for a different reason than my sisters. They're forced to watch it, but my sister, like my youngest sister, when she was little, her favorite character was Yoda, and she loved Yoda. And we all teased her, and we're like, Yoda's your boyfriend, because she would get excited. She's like, yeah, Yoda. And like, when she's learning to talk, that's like the only one she could say. And so we all tease her, and she likes Yoda. When I watch Star Wars, my favorite character is Darth Vader. I get excited about Darth Vader. My sister gets excited about Yoda. It's the same movie, but we get more excited when a different character is on screen. Let's see. Oh, I got another super chat. Thank you very much. The Kinky Pinkies, you painted as Ahsoka. Your voice is pretty close. I don't know. I've been listening to, I've watched the Clone Wars, I've watched Rebels, and I've been listening to the Ahsoka audiobook because I drive a lot, so I like to have an audiobook on when I'm driving, so that way I don't fall asleep, because driving is very, very relaxing, and it puts me to sleep. So I have a book playing, so that way my mind is stimulated and I don't fall asleep. And listening to it, I feel like how when you hear yourself recorded and it sounds completely different than what you think, is when I hear Ahsoka's voice, I feel like I can see how it's similar, but I can hear the differences. So it's actually a compliment that you think I sound like her, because I cannot stand my voice. I think I have the most annoying voice on the face of the planet. So thank you, everyone, for putting up with this, because I can't stand it. But to be told that it sounds like Ahsoka, that's a huge compliment. So thank you very much. Let's see. Crackiest Star Wars pairing, Yoda and Palpatine. Why? Why would you even say that? Mustafa. It's poison. I am Revanite. All right. Hi, Anna. Glad to see you. Have a nice voice, my friend. Thank you. I don't agree with you, but thank you. I don't know why my chat keeps like glitching out. All right. And okay. I don't know what's going on. It's like showing your guys' chats, but then it'll go black every time I try to read it. Okay. Anna, Ludo, Sardinimus, and Huggle. Yeah, I have a labyrinth tapestry right here that my sister got for me. David Bowie's right there. He's right there, guys. It was actually Labyrinth's 32nd anniversary yesterday. All right. I will be a gray Jedi. I feel like I would be too. I feel, yeah. All right. How are you, Anna? I'm good. I'm still recovering from surgery, but I can talk again, so that's good. I'm like having all these problems with my wisdom teeth coming in, and I have like I have a lot of birth defects, but because of the birth defects, it's causing problems when my entire life I had the same dentist. He was my mother's cousin. He was the embodiment of evil, and I would rather hang out with the emperor than my original dentist, and he was horrible. But now I have a new dentist, and he's not used to all of my birth defects, so he doesn't understand the way that my teeth are, and he learned the hard way that I have like extra nerves. So usually when you have to like get a tooth fix and they have to like give you a shot, it usually only takes like 1 or 2. For one of those, I have to have 5. So he learned my fear of needles and my fear of doctors and dentist office very, very hard. So yeah, that was not a fun little thing. Let's see. The Emperor can make my teeth shine. Just watch Return of the Jedi. Yeah, just watch it and you'll see how we all smile. All right, let's see. And it glitched out again. Just have the dentist give you laughing gas? No. Because, see, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I was totally fine, getting the laughing gas and getting all knocked out. As an adult, having to pay for everything myself, that stuff is expensive as hell, and I think I can go without the laughing gas. All right. Hi, welcome. I think we have new people joining us. I haven't been able to see how many people are watching or anything, but I have talked about how I felt about Rian Johnson and all of his immature bullshit going on Twitter. Then I also talked about the video that Jessie posted earlier, where she talked about the whole theory about Kylo and Rey having a baby and how much I hated it and how it doesn't make any sense at all. And then I was catching up on some super chats and seeing what you guys said. Let's see. 278. Oh, that's cool. Hi, 278 people. Let's see. 281. Hey, Anna, do you play video games? If so, what do you play? I played Diablo 3 by Blizzard because I think it's absolutely amazing. When I was a kid, we weren't allowed to have video games or consoles, so I actually got my first console for Christmas this past year. And when I was in college, my roommates, literally every single one of them had Diablo 3. So I played Diablo 3, and that's the game that I'm actually good at, and that's the only console game I've ever beaten. I did play The Force Unleashed 2 for a while, and then I spent an hour trying to make one jump, and I was horrible at it, so I never played that game again. When I was a kid, we did have a computer, so my mom allowed us to play Sims, which was her version, or what she thought was just like virtual Barbie dolls. So we were allowed to play Sims. I played Sims 2 and Sims 3. I did play the original Super Mario Brothers on the original Nintendo 64, and I remember being like super little and being really good at it, and it was fun. And then it was like my babysitter's game, and that she would like play with me. So we played that together, and then when I got older and she wasn't my babysitter anymore, I'd never played it again. And now I'm like trying to play the controller, and I just remember I didn't even have to look at it. I could just be like this and not even looking at like the TV with it on, and just being able to be good at it. And now I'm just like, oh my god, what's going on? I did try to play Halo. I am epically horrible at first-person shooters. I cannot figure it out. I tried to play Fortnite, and I got killed like within the first 30 seconds, and like the person shot me, then came up and started stabbing me, and I was like, do I want to get good at this? Because I don't understand it. All right, I see a super chat. Thank you. Ian Aldridge. Did I say it right? Why does Daenerys in your background painting have a 5 o'clock shadow? So people keep asking me about this. It's because of the lighting. You guys can't see it. So the way she's lit there is a warm light coming down from her, and there is a cool light coming up because of the fire. So when you have two conflicting light sources, they're going to create this thing called a core shadow. I'm trying to see if there's, okay, so you guys can see right here in my neck where my chin is, this is going to be the darkest shadow. My hair is also creating a shadow. There's some right here. But basically everything on me right now, this is all kind of, it's kind of a harsh light, but there is no, I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can find an angle, but my hair is too dark. So basically right here, this is going to be about the darkest. So when you have like a light right here, and then you, let's see. It's not going to show. Okay, right here. So you have two different lights coming. So, and then this is going to be the darkest. So when you have a light source coming from this direction and then light also reflecting from this direction, it's going to be the darkest right here. So because she is lit from two different lights, the middle is going to be dark. Now, the reason why it looks kind of funky is because I haven't painted like her collarbone and her chest muscle. So that's going to be lighter. And it's also going to be like lighter right here and like, you know, like around the boob area in the picture, because that's how Khaleesi looks. Is always, she's always in fire and she always looks sexy in fire. So it's going to make more sense when it's done, but also because of the angle I'm at, it doesn't look right. But that's not a 5 o'clock shadow. That's where the two light sources are meeting, and that is going to be where it's darkest. So there's a little lesson on light and shadow if any of you guys are into art and stuff. All right, let's see. Yes, it's a green party. That is the SJW party. Yuck. Anna, it's your art? Yes, everything in here is mine. These are my sculptures. That's my painting. These are my paintings. Yeah, paintings. I am an artist, for you guys that don't know. I didn't do the stuff on my face. My coworker did it for me today. Let's see. Point double heart. All right. Very awesome. Thank you. I'm not sure it would be. I don't know what I'm about. I'm into art. Made sense to me. Thank you. I'm glad I reached at least one person, unless I'm missing a natural art teacher. Thank you. It's because I paid attention in my art class. There was like 50% of the time where I was trying not to fall asleep because I was up all night doing the homework for the art class. But hey, sometimes I paid attention when it counted. That's my main thing, is when, you know, because sometimes people tend to ramble, which I've probably done enough in this video. But when someone says something important, the way that they speak about it changes, and you can sometimes pick it up in their tone of voice. And I feel like for me, I can. So I tone into that and I remember it. So that's why I know what that was. And I actually had an amazing portrait teacher, and he basically reinforced and punched into my brain the importance of light and shadow, and understanding a hard shadow from a soft shadow, and core light from reflective light, and all that stuff. And I know this is a Star Wars channel and I'm talking about art and lighting right now, which probably isn't the most interesting thing to some of you guys, but I like it, and it's something that you need to know if you're going to be doing portraits or even still lifes. All right, let's see. I see Geeks and Gamers highlighted. Anna, I'm into art, but I find black and white art easier. That's how much I suck. No, that's completely understandable. So when you are going to start off, like me, whenever I start off, you're going to want, and it's not called black and white, you're going to want to call it values. So this is one thing that you will learn, and I actually was taught this, and it's something that stuck with me since the moment I heard it, is that values do all the work. Values is code art talk for black and white. Values do all the work, but color gets all the credit. So you put down, and because your value, so you see this black, this is a different value than my hair. So even though my hair is dark brown, it's not as dark as the black because they are different values. So if you put me into black and white and it'll be all gray tones, my hair is going to look a lighter gray than my shirt would because they are different values. And then when you have the values down first, then you can slap on the color. And you know what? This is just gray with, a brown tint to it. This is usually black, but I mean, we're never going to get true black in real life because you're always going to have lighting. The most true you can get the most true you can get to true black is black velvet, which is still very hard to find. And if you wash it once, it's never going to be the same. So yeah, so even my skin, it's a different value than my hair. It's a different value than my shirt. And that's how you create color contrast. And when you're mixing paint and working with colors, even working with pencil, that's how it's going to show the three-dimensional depth is by the values. And I can already see we're losing viewers like crazy because I started talking about art and not Star Wars. So let's talk about Star Wars for a little bit. Let's see. We can at least shut it up. Shut up what? FYI, what you're talking about is called color theory. I do know this. I actually... What did I do? I know I got out of taking my color theory class because and when I was in college, you had to take like color fundamentals or something. And it was like an 8-hour class that I did not want to take. And I think I'm really good at like bullshitting my way out of things and getting out of doing stuff. So I remember I somehow tricked my counselor into giving me because all my classes are either going to be 3 hours or 8 hours. I tricked her into putting me into this 3-hour class where it's like he literally just like type in like a number and it creates a color on a computer. And I did that. So it's because I knew the other class was a waste of time. And even that class was a waste of time when you are going to learn about color. I mean, and it really does depend on your teacher. I really had 2 teachers that taught me what it was. And I had this amazing teacher, Jennifer, which was my watercolor teacher, which taught the strength of values and how the color adds to that. But if you don't have your values right, your color aren't going to be put to their full potential. And then I had my portrait teacher, his name was Craig, who was amazing and taught me how to draw faces. And if it wasn't for him, I couldn't be the artist that I am today. So yeah, let's see. I'm an artist too. Will you critique some Star Wars pieces? If so, where do I send them? You do not want my critique. I am probably the hardest person to please, and I am I'm not the nicest when it comes to critiquing, and I do not know how to sugarcoat things, so you honestly don't want my opinion. I had to critique this girl's final, and I made her cry. You don't want my critique. I'm just going to say that right now. I come off as a nice person, but like I said, I'm very analytical and I'm very critical, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to my own work. And I mean, like this painting behind me, I absolutely hate it. I haven't worked on it because I can't stand it. And well, it also has to do with the fact that this was just a study where I was trying to understand how to paint fire because I had never painted fire before. And that's why I haven't worked on it, because I don't want to, because I can't stand it and I'm not happy with it. So yeah, let's see. You want to cry? I'm sorry. Make me cry. No. Hi, Anna. You should do a Darth Maldia for your cosplay. Google her. She has dark hair. Maybe I will. Maybe. I don't know. My always go-to is like Princess Leia, just because we both have dark hair and it's really easy and I already have the costumes. I really want to do Ahsoka though, because Ahsoka's cool and Ahsoka's a Jedi. Let's see. Rebel, damn it. How do we buy what you don't want? I mean, I honestly don't sell the things I don't want because they're not good enough to sell, and I don't want you to spend your money on something that I don't think is good enough. So, yeah. Do an art tutorial. I did, and nobody really watches it. And actually, I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. So, the other day, this dumbass commented, and he was an SJW. He commented on one of my videos, and let me read this to you because I got my phone now and I can read these comments that I took screws. I don't know if any of you guys commented on it, but a few weeks or like a month or 2 ago, I did a video about Star Trek Discovery, and I clearly state in the video how, yes, a lot of people don't like it, and I understand that, and I explain what people's criticisms are with the new ones versus the the actual Star Trek, the Next Generation, the originals, all of what already exists of Star Trek, how this new series is different, and explain the differences and how I'm still able to like it, seeing it for what it is, even though, it's not the Star Trek that I grew up with. I'm never going to like it as much as the Star Treks that I grew up with, but I can appreciate this one for what it is, and I still do enjoy it. It's not my favorite Star Trek, but I do clearly point out my differences, and people, and literally, also, I can see the times of these videos, so I know if you watch the entire thing, how, if my video is posted for 3 minutes and you leave me this long comment saying how much you hate me and how I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm like, well, you've only had enough time to maybe skip through a few parts of the video, so you can't get the whole context. So if you're going to give me this long ranting review about how I don't know anything that I'm talking about, it's like, bro, this video has been posted for 3 minutes. You obviously didn't watch my 15-minute video. So your big long rant is just you going off on me, even though you don't know what I was talking about. So it's like people like this. This guy did not watch my video. He picked out of all of my videos, which there's only, I think, 2 on there that are not about Star Wars. He picked one of the 2 videos where I'm talking about markers and drawing and sketchbooks. He picked that video to comment about Star Wars hate and say that I'm part of a hate crowd when I'm literally talking about the markers that I like to use. So, and also, I wasn't monetized when he posted this. So this was my response if you guys haven't gotten to or haven't seen it yet. First off, you clearly didn't watch my video, which some people, they don't watch my videos and they comment giving me these long rants. And I'm like, I know you didn't freaking watch it. You proved that with your comment. Secondly, dude, my channel isn't even monetized, so I don't make any money off of YouTube, which was true when I wrote that because I didn't get monetized for another 4 hours. The only one hating on anything is you. So do us all a favor and educate yourself before you comment, because you're just proving to me and everyone else how ignorant you are. And that's how I feel about people that leave me these long rants on my videos or on the videos I post here, or even just when you know that the person hasn't watched it based on their comment. It's like, really, guys, come on. All right, where else? Then he writes this long. Do you guys want me to keep going on this? How is that a white supremacist? Oh, Rebel Alliance, yeah. Let's see. All right, let's see. And then this guy. You stand with the support people who slam on the new Star Wars films with a vengeance. Oh, he didn't even spell vengeance right, by the way. He spelled it with an M. I have been insulted, ridiculed, slammed on by individuals who support this cause just because I said I love The Last Jedi. Anyone who supports them is helping to create a rift in the fans and viewers. Anyone who supports them is supporting their hateful, disdainful attitudes that have triggered. I hate the term triggered. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And when people say triggered, immediately I think of one of my roommates in college that literally they will use anything and they will always play the victim. So when you say triggered, you're trying to be a victim, and grow the hell up. So here we go. The only time I think it's okay to use the word triggered if you're being sarcastic. Let's see. Where was I? Anyone who supports them is supporting their hateful, disdainful attitudes that have triggered other people to stand up to the abuse. All right. So let's just stop right there. So, dude, you were saying that people are attacking you, insulting you, and ridiculing you. Ooh, my mic fell. So, people that actually have actual concerns about Star Wars and were like, yo, why'd you make this movie that makes absolutely no sense, doesn't say the true meaning of Star Wars, stays true to the characters, we're actually voicing actual concerns, but apparently we're attacking you. And I even say later on, bro, I don't know who you are. I have no idea who this dude is. And all right, let's see. YouTubers like Geeks and Gamers, Comic Artist Pro, Or Thor Skywalker spreading hate and lies to achieve cruel agenda, making a mess of something many people love and adore. It's the same hateful, selfish attitudes from viewers that have ruptured the careers of several actors. George Lucas himself, he sold Disney because people needed to drive their hate Star Wars propaganda around the world. Ugh. It's just, I don't even want to finish reading that, because when I responded, I point out everything that he's saying that's wrong. And it's like, bro, these people, they're coming and they're seeing us with actual concerns, being like, hey, why don't you explain to me why you wanted to do this? Why did you give Rose more time than Luke Skywalker? Why didn't Luke actually train Rey? Because when you watch Luke's journey, what does Luke do? Luke goes to Dagobah to be trained by Yoda. And Yoda puts Luke through an absolutely living hell, and Luke hates every second of it. But what happens? Luke learns the ways of the Jedi. Luke goes through all that training with Yoda, and he becomes a Jedi. He had to go through trials and tribulation to get where he was. Rey sat on a rock. So why did you think it was okay to put this whole Canto Bight scene in, but you didn't think it was important to show Rey training to be a Jedi and learning how to fight with a lightsaber? Where did that come from? And they're just like, oh my God, you're racist. You're attacking me. I'm triggered. What do you mean you're triggered? How? I literally just asked you a very logical question. And I know not everyone here is a Star Trek fan, but it makes me think of all the episodes where Spock just stands there and he's just like, this is an inferior race and they're not technologically or mentally advanced enough to join Starfleet. Let's let them evolve and we'll come back later. Starfleet Protocol. Ooh, I see I have some super chats. I am so sorry. I know I've been ranting for a little while. Let's see. What is the Matrix? Question mark. $5. Thank you for your super chat. I love the variety you guys present. You, Ivan, Jesse, and Jeremy have unique styles and sub focuses while talking Star Wars. We do. It's because we're all very unique and different people, and everyone is going to have a different perspective on things, which is what I talked about earlier. Let's see. Looks like a white supremacist sign on your forehead. You mean the Rebel Alliance? I don't know if you guys can see. I didn't even know white oh wait, yeah, it's Nazis, right? And the swastika, that's supposed to be the is there another symbol for white supremacy? I don't even know. Sarcasm, by the way, you look quite beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for the 2 super chats to tell me that, Kevin. Let's see. Kevin, are you preparing your house for Christmas with all the booby traps before the burglars come in? Sorry, I had to make that joke. Every time I hear the name Kevin, I immediately think of Home Alone. Let's see. Jump speed Spock is Star Trek. Wow, Byton, I'm speechless. Unbelievable. Good day, Anna. How you doing? I'm doing good. I had a full day of work. Oh my gosh, it's already 9 o'clock at night. Damn. Ugh. Wow. Where is it for everyone? What time is it for everyone? I hate Mary Sue's. Yeah, I know. I hate them too. They're ridiculous. No one gets good at anything. And the people that are good naturally at everything, like people like Michael Jackson, people, I'm trying to think of like youth people. Oh yeah, there you go. People like Macaulay Culkin, that they're amazing at one thing. And that's the thing. If you're good at something, usually you find out very early on in life, and because you're so good at it, you get that attention, and something scars you, and it's not always the best thing. Like look at someone like Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking, one of the most brilliant minds to ever live, and he was disabled. If you're going to show a character in Star Wars and make them perfect at everything, you need to show something in life that gives them depth. Because in reality, people that are naturally good at something, they're usually very humble about it. They usually have gone through some inner turmoil that has affected them in a way because of how naturally gifted they are at something. Like any kid is going to tell you that, in my bullying video, I talk about it, but if you're good at something at a very early age, kids are mean you're going to get treated differently. Parents are going to focus on that. And anything that makes you different, there's going to be crazy people that say triggered, and they're going to attack you for it. And they're going to make you feel weird because people are afraid of things that they do not understand. And so when you have Rey, who's naturally good at everything and it doesn't make any sense at all, we're not going to relate to her at all if you don't show any development with that. You could have done, I mean, she could have, because she was alone on a planet forever, and then she naturally had all these great abilities. Why didn't they talk? Why didn't she ever talk about, hey, I was abandoned, I was alone, I have, issues, and I have abandonment issues, and I cling on to people? If she would have at least talked about that, that would have made more sense when she meets Han Solo. Like, yes, she latched on to Han Solo. Maybe she could have latched on to Finn because, Finn was the first freaking friend that she ever had in the movie. Why didn't she latch on to Finn and be like, hey, I have this bond with this person because it's the first human being or first person, alien or human, that has connected with me in some way that they actually want to be my friend and not just want to use me for work purposes. Why didn't she have any of that? Like, give her some character depth, but no, you don't. You just look past everything. Oh, I see a couple more stupid. I like the logo on your head. Thank you. All right. I was a big defender of Rey until The Last Jedi because I thought we'd get into an explanation. See, exactly. I have something to tell you guys, and I will read these next two super chats, and then I will tell you about it. Let's see, because, guys, I do some of my best thinking when I'm driving, and I have to drive for a long time. When I go to my dentist is like 7 hours away from me, so I had a 7-hour drive there and back, and I was thinking, and I figured out how to fix Star Wars. And I know Lucasfilm and Disney, they're not going to listen to me, but if they do, I have a solution to every single problem they created. And I still have to work things out, and I told Jeremy about it. I have to talk to him and Ivan about it, but I know how to fix it. And if they would listen to me, it would fix every single problem that they created. All right, let's read some of these super chats. Sith Kryptonian. Hello. Thank you for the super chat. It's 12 here, writing a script for my first Star Wars video, and I'm quite nervous. Any tips? Oh, I don't know how to write scripts. I wrote one once because I had to do it for a class, and it was for my storyboard class, and it literally had to match. So don't ask. I'm not a good screenwriter. I'm very good at writing speeches and essays. I can help you write an essay. I literally can pop essays out like that. Let's see. Bacon Boy 478. You are always giving me super chat, so thank you for that. Your thoughts on the scene in Jedi when Luke is delivered to Vader off at the AT-AT. You mean when they have that conversation and he confronts him and he's just like, yo, Dad, and Vader's like, you've accepted it? Oh, it's such a great scene. Okay, let's talk about that. Because now I'm excited. Okay, so you have, Luke. So I feel like Vader, another reason why in the beginning of the video I talked about how George and Cassian had that conversation about why Luke can't die and he wanted Leia to be killed off. But the thing is, Anakin, obviously, Darth Vader knows that he was once Anakin Skywalker. He has tried to do everything he can to forget that he was Anakin Skywalker. But, I mean, if I'm just me and I hear someone with the same last name as me, I'm going to be kind of like, hey, are we related kind of thing? So when Darth Vader hears, oh, there's this rebel named Luke Skywalker who's actually gifted with the Force, he was hanging out with Obi-Wan Kenobi, obviously Darth Vader knows there's something going on with Luke. And when the Emperor tells him, oh, Luke is the offspring of Anakin Skywalker, Vader, and he's just like, really? Because, last time I saw my wife, she was pregnant, and, this kid just happens to be the right age that my kid would have been, and he just happens to have my last name, or my old self's last name. Maybe. So when the Emperor's just like, yo, bro, he's your son, and he's like, Okay, so I feel like Vader had he knew. He had this feeling in him. And so when the Emperor finally like confirms that, like, yes, Padme did have your baby, that is your son, your suspicions are correct. Vader already had that because that was his goal. His goal was to make sure that Padme lived and his baby lived. And so, even though he knows that Padme is gone, he's come to terms with it. He's introduced to his son, and Luke came back into his life. And because of their bond with the Force, it was going to happen. So, he's had 3 movies. Once he was introduced to Luke in the third, or in A New Hope, then in the Empire, when it's confirmed and he confronts Luke and they have to have that battle, and Vader, he confronts that part of himself where he has to choose between his son and the dark side, and he tells him, hey, my mission from the beginning was I want to overthrow the Emperor and I am going to rule the galaxy. Initially, he wanted to do it with Padme, and they would rule the galaxy together and they would raise their children in this new galaxy. And that's what Anakin wanted to do. He wanted to free the slaves, he wanted to bring peace and balance to the galaxy. Vader still has that. And now he's like, hey, I didn't get it with my wife. I haven't tried to overthrow the Emperor because he's the only person in my life that I have. He is known him since he was a child. He's been there. He's been the one pushing him and, telling him, yes, good job, dude. Do better. You're so strong with the Force. He's been, his cheerleader his entire life. And so now he's like, hey, now I can finally have everything that I want because my son survived. And now we can rule the galaxy together and I could have what I wanted from before. And even though my wife is gone, my son is here, which, is his legacy. Now and he's like, yeah, when I die, my son will be there and everything that I built, my son will keep. And now I can do everything that I wanted to do in the past that I wasn't able to do because the Emperor is his only thing and he's not going to kill like the only person in his life, which is why the Emperor and Vader were, the Sith and apprentice that lasted together for so long, was because Anakin had that. Because unlike other Jedi, Anakin knows what it's like to bond with someone and to have that love for someone. So in some weird twisted way, Vader did love the Emperor and he looked up to him. He was like family to him, but blood stands for that. So when Anakin faces that and he knows, his son needs to take a couple years to, grow with that and to become stronger and to, really resonate with the fact that, Vader is his father. So when they do finally meet again in Return of the Jedi after all of this and, him trying to talk to him and be like, Luke, I am your father. You know this to be true. You need to join me. And Luke's like, Dad, like, I can't. You don't understand. I'm not going to let the Emperor turn me like he did to you. I'm going to save you. And Anakin is just like, after everything that he's done, after he's known this man, the Emperor, his entire life, and, he's like, what, in his late 40s, early 50s now? He's like, this has been my life. I have been a Sith, Luke's entire life. I can't go back. I've done too many horrible things. I've gone to the dark side and beyond. There's no coming back to me, son. You need to join me so that way we can rule the galaxy. And Luke's just like, no, Dad, no, because I am a Jedi. And so that conversation that they have with one another, it's so powerful. And, it's only like a few minutes of the movie, but there's a lot that goes on. And it's not my favorite scene, but it's one that I will never forget because it's such an important moment between Luke and his father, and it shows that struggle, and it shows a person who has gone from good to evil, like gone to hell and back, and they're so changed and so set in their ways that they see what's right in front of them that's good, that they once were, and that they can't be anymore. So it's such a powerful scene to see that with Darth Vader and to see that with his son and to see I mean, you can't see Darth Vader's eyes, but he's looking at his son. He's looking at this ambitious young man that he used to be. And in a way, he's proud of him. But at the same time, I think Vader knows that once they go see the Emperor, there's no going back. Not everyone's getting out of it alive. And Vader is going through that inner battle on if he is going to choose his son over the man that was kind of like his father figure. So it's a very important moment, and it's so good. I want to go watch it now. I think I'm going to. Well, I actually am going to watch Ivan's fix of The Last Jedi. So need to put that out. All right. Thank you. I know I got really into that. So I hope you all like are able to put up with me. Let's see. Palpatine is awesome. I love the face paints you do. Thank you. What the hell am I looking at? What does that happen in the movie? What are you talking about? That's the scene in Return of the Jedi when Luke and Darth Vader have that conversation before Darth Vader takes him to go see the Emperor. All right, let me read some more of these super chats. Okay. I see a lot of, thank you for the super chats, by the way. I see a lot of SJW Care Bears using memes of disabled kids fame bashing gifts to see the higher ground with fans who have care enough to complain. What? Okay, that's something I'm 100% not okay with. You do not bash on people and use people with disabilities to prove your point, because I cannot stand when people use others that are not capable of defending themselves. So how dare, if you guys tag me, please tag me if anyone is doing that, and I will shut them down immediately, because if you're making fun of someone that is incapable of defending themselves, that is absolutely pathetic, and you just need to go rot in a special level of hell that was made for people like that, because that's not okay. All right, let's see. J. Scott Robertson, thank you for the super chat. You're doing God's work. Long days and pleasant night to the entire Geeks and Gamers staff. Hashtag badass. Also, if you want good driving music, Queens of the Stone Age. Yes, I actually I have so much music, but I do like listening to audiobooks, because when I listen to music, my mind tends to wander. And if I'm listening to an audiobook, it helps me to focus, and I really like listening to stories. And usually my go-to is Silence of the Lambs, and I listened to that book so many times. I think almost as many times as I've read it, but that's just my go-to. All right, let's see. Sojunya Stormta, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Have to run to work soon, but I just want to say thank you for saying the things that I have been ranting about to my family for months now. Sincerely, a fellow dyslexic. Thank you. That makes me know that you watch my channel, because you know I'm dyslexic. So thank you. I'm glad that you are enjoying my commentary and my perception of things. Let's see. When will the be now? I don't know what that means. Hi. Hello. Rey never really had to work for anything. I know, and I talked about that. Red Dragon is a good book. Yes, Red Dragon is. I did, like, I understood the villain of that, but like there's some parts of that book that make me very uncomfortable, particularly with if you guys don't know what Red Dragon is the book that came out before Silence of the Lambs, and the villain in it, he had a a cleft lip. So you know how when some people have this scar, it's because there's this genetic defect that happens to some babies, and so their lip isn't connected, so they have to have surgery to fix it. And I do understand that people are going to be very self-conscious of that. I have a scar on my face that I'm very self-conscious about because of a birth defect that I have. It wasn't the cleft lip thing, but the problem with some people that have a cleft lip is if it's not fixed correctly, people will have speech impediments. So in the book The Red Dragon, the guy is very self-conscious of the fact that he had that, and he was not only emotionally abused as a child, but also physically abused as a child. And so it did create this a form of schizophrenia that causes him, and yes, he because of the way he was shaped as a child, it did cause him to become a psychopath, and he does murder people. So it was very, very hard to read that. So I haven't read that book as much, just because when it shows things that are children that are abused, it's very hard for me to it makes me uncomfortable, because I can't stand that. I cannot stand any form of child abuse, because I had a very complicated relationship with my mother, and yes, it was not to the extent that some children have to deal with, but I can't, because I know what it was like to not be able to protect myself or defend myself. I can't stand seeing that when it's done to others, especially children. And it, I can't, get into that book as much, because it makes me that uncomfortable. And it just makes me want to, like, jump into the book and defend that child, because I don't think it's right in any capacity, because kids cannot defend themselves the way adults can. So that's why Red Dragon isn't my favorite book. I do really like the movie, but sitting down and like actually reading that, it's very hard for me to intake. And I do believe that Silence of the Lambs, that was that man's passion, John Harris, when he wrote that and created Hannibal Lecter's character. It was actually a man that he met in prison named Dr. Salazar, and he didn't know that this man was a murderer when he spoke to him, because he was a reporter and he went into a prison to interview this killer who was on death row, who did eventually escape prison and was found beaten to death in his car. But when he went there, he was doing interviews, and he was going to post it in, I believe, his newspaper. And then he went to go talk to the doctor about this man, and the doctor and him were having this conversation. He didn't know that the doctor was an inmate at the prison, because the way that he interacted, he didn't seem like a psychopath. He seemed like a very intelligent doctor at a prison, because doctors, they're everywhere. And even people that are in prison, they still need medical care. So he was having this conversation, and how sometimes when you meet a person and they leave, that they have just like that essence and that striking personality, that even if you've met them once, it's like you're going to remember that encounter, because that person had that striking personality. So when he was writing the character of Hannibal Lecter, he was writing about that doctor that he met in prison, because after meeting this man, having this very intelligent conversation with the man, and then afterwards finding out this man is actually a psychopath who killed people, and it was like, I think, a few hundred people that they didn't find out about for years and years. But when he's a doctor and treating people, he's not a killer. But when he is outside of the hospital, that's when he has his other personality, where he does that kind of stuff. So I thought that that was very interesting. And that is also what helps you when you want to write these very iconic characters. And Hannibal Lecter was only in the movie for about 20 minutes, and he won an Oscar and is known as one of the most well-written and scariest villains of all times. And it's because he was written based on a real person. There's my little rant about that. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? Harrison comes back as a Force Ghost. That's character built up. Yep. Let's see. Anna, have you taken over Geeks and Gamers After Dark and overthrown Ivan? No, I don't even know what Ivan's doing. Let's see. I wonder if we could figure out how to do like a video conference. I want to do, I know you guys aren't into sports, but I really want to do one of the World Cup where it's like me and Ivan commentating on it, because we're both like huge soccer fans. I'm going for Portugal, by the way, because I'm Portuguese. Let's see. Bacon Boy 478. Hello. Say hi to my son Landry, please. He's 10 and loves ours. Hello, Landry. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly. Let's see. Mexico versus Portugal. Oh my gosh, that would be a great game. We would win. Just saying, we got Ronaldo, and every other Portuguese player. So I'm just saying that's going to be a great game, and my team's going to win. Geeks and Gamers Insomniac Club. No way. Hi from Brazil. Hello. You guys did good in your game. I watched it. Anna, what was your plan to fix Star Wars? All right. Geeks and Gamers, Anna. What is worse, Holdo as a Force Ghost or Rey having a Force love child with Kylo? Oh, God. Rey having the love child with Kylo. That just doesn't make any sense. I don't even want... Let's see. Hi, Anna. Hi. I know absolutely nothing about soccer. I'm going to tell you right now, everything you need to know about soccer. Portugal is the best team. We create the best players. Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world. And if you want to say anything about Messi, you can just go look at, let's see, who's standings, who's been in the top 2 of their group the entire time, who was at the very bottom. And oh my gosh, yeah, that was Argentina. Sorry if anyone's from Argentina. I cannot stand Messi. He's not even a leader. He's never been a team captain. Ronaldo's the best. That's all you need to know about soccer. Go Portugal. Let's see. Top 3 Sith. Oh, there goes the super chat. Love sports. Goal. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Yeah. My second team is UCA. USA isn't in the World Cup this year. Let's see. He is captain now. He's not a good captain. Come on. He's not a leader. He's never been a leader. I can already see the stream dwindling, and so I'm going to stop talking about sports. So yeah, when I was driving, I actually came up, like I was just thinking, and I was listening to the Ahsoka audiobook, and I don't know if you guys have listened to it, but she's surviving on like different planets in the Outer Rim, and there's this one planet where she is dashing like some of her hidden things in a cave, and it made me think. And immediately I saw this story unfold, and I saw it in the aspect of staying true to the Star Wars universe and to the expanded universe that was created before Disney took over. And then I saw everything that Disney was trying to do, them breaking away from the expanded universe and everything that was already set in stone and going on their own path. And I figured out what they could do to fix everything and what movie they needed to make that would set up for these other movies that they want to tell, because they want to keep making movies so that way they can make more money. And this whole story and this story fix every single problem they created, allow them to not only make money, not only have good in-depth characters that, still, I don't want to say touch on social issues, but fix or tell issues in the right way with the right amount of storytelling. And well, obviously you have to have storytelling throughout the entire thing, but I figured out how to fix it. And it's not only going to make us happy because it's going to stay true to the Force and what Star Wars is, but it's also going to, make Disney money, allow them to make more films that branch off of this story and be able to sell merchandise and continue on with Star Wars. And I immediately, messaged Jeremy and I was like, hey, I just thought of this story. I need to take it all in, and I'm going to, I think faster than I can write. So I'm going to, make an audio file and send it to him and Ivan and see what they think. We're going to have a phone call about it. And then I'm going to make a video about it, and I'm going to post it here on Geeks and Gamers as well as on my channel. It will be the same video, but I just want you guys to hear it. And I have no problem with Disney completely ripping it off and using it, because I want Star Wars to be fixed. And whatever I will give them free creative advice so that way they can fix it, because right now they need any help that they can get. I mean, You read any expanded universe book and you're like, why didn't you just do this? You would have made so much money off of it. But of course they don't. So I want to get everything down perfectly because I know that when people watch my videos, they say either I go out on rants, which I know I do, and I tend to get off topic. So I want to make the best possible video that I can and get all the information down and also not make it too long to where people, kind of like lose train of thought. Or I know it's hard to just stay focused on like an hour-long video, so it's not going to be that long. And I just want it to be perfect, and I want the presentation to be the best that it can be. So once I get all that done, I'm going to share it with you guys so that way you guys can see how everything can just be fixed if they just go off of this one story, because I like to solve problems, and it's been bothering me so much, everything that they've done and how badly they've screwed it up, and it's a very hard thing to fix. So it was like one of those epiphany moments where I'm just like, oh my god, I have all the answers to every problem that they've created. So yeah, I'm excited to share that with you. Oh, it says smash the like, super chat, smash the like button, Geeks and Gamers. Yes, like it. I don't know how many likes it has so far, but yeah, go ahead and like it. I'm not on Jeremy's phone, so my thing won't crash. I don't think that this is probably going to be a very viewed video just because I didn't announce it, Jeremy didn't announce it, and it's kind of late for some of you guys. It's actually getting pretty late for me. I'm probably going to call it quits soon. So I just wanted to let you guys all know that. It was really fun doing my first live stream on Geeks and Gamers. Everyone, tell me where you are. Tell me what part of the world you're in. It needs more, and it's great. Oh, thank you. 12:30. Oh, gosh. Yeah, it's late. Let's see. Florida, Miami, North Carolina, Alabama. Late it is. Virginia, Orlando, California, Tennessee, Missouri. Oh, God, now I can't even remember. Portugal, hey. Virginia, New Hampshire, Canada, Philly, Chicago, Jeremy's P Cup, Chino, Minnesota, Maryland, your closet, oh God, Mordor, Sydney, Munich, soccer, Texas, Rev, Texas, jail, Houston, Tatooine, the Force, Jakku, California, and Alderaan Chunk, Philly, Indiana, behind you. All right, Ireland, Planet Druidia. Yes! Yes, okay. New York, Rian Johnson's mine. Bro, if you're in Rian Johnson's mind, get the heck out. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodnight. Everyone, may the force be with you, and I will see you again soon.